The O'Brien and Doug podcast is brought to you by Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center, 17 Holton Road in Presque Isle, Maine. Servicing all makes and models of heavy trucks and light-duty cars. Toll free at 800-764-4150.
How soon can you land?
I can't tell.
You can tell me I'm a doctor.
No, I mean, I'm just not sure.
Or can't you take a guess?
Well, not for another 2 hours.
You can't take a guess for another 2 hours?
Welcome to the Fun Dungeon.
O'Brien and Doug.
Welcome to the O'Brien and Doug podcast, where dreams come true.
Nervous?
Yes.
First time?
No, I've been nervous lots of times.
Welcome to the O'Brien and Doug podcast, live. Well, it's not live. We're from the Fun Dungeon, but we're not live.
We're sort of live.
We're on Memorex.
We are?
Yeah.
Do they still make Memorex?
I don't think so, but you know.
They still make tapes?
They do, actually.
Really?
I digress. I haven't finished the intro. I'm O'Brien.
I'm Memorex.
Well, speaking of Memorex, we weren't really, but today I want to talk about the phenomenon.
I think it's phenomenon. If
Phenomenon?
it's one.
Phenomenon of nostalgia. It's time to play.
What are you listening to? You'd think we'd practice that.
Maybe.
Those
So,
1 or 10 times.
So it's been a couple weeks, actually, or a week, actually, since the last podcast. So when you walk out of here after we do like a podcast when we talk about the Wall of Tunes, do you revisit what we talk about? Like for example, the season finale with Jack Levangie. We were talking about Chicago. Did you go listen to Chicago at all?
Well, Chicago's kind of like always on my playlist.
Yeah?
Like when I put my iPod on shuffle, whenever a Chicago song comes on, I listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't fast forward or
Even the
skip
cheesy 80s
yeah,
stuff?
even the cheesy 80s stuff. I kind of, you know, it makes you, because that's the stuff we grew up on. So
Right.
it kind of takes you back. You know, Neil Peart said that a song is a great time machine.
It's so true.
Yeah. So, I mean, you hear a song and it sometimes, you know, depending on the song, it transports you to, you know, a favorite memory associated with that song. Maybe it was a school dance, you dance with that girl that you liked,
Right.
and, you know, that kind of thing. Or, you know, you're hanging out with your buds and the song came on the radio and you're like, yeah, woo, yeah.
Yeah, it's so true because I've been listening to a lot of. Well, here I'll answer the question. What are you listening to? Listening to a lot of Journey, Neil Sean. We were talking about some of the stuff that we talk about on the podcast. I think about for a long time, and it kind of gestates, and then so we were talking about our favorite guitarists. Neil Sean was not one of them, right? But the music does sound dated, right? It's 80s, you know.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Journey, but I was listening to like Bad English, which also has Neil Sean in it, right?
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting.
Other than that big hit that they had a couple big hits off that album. When I See You Smile, which they didn't write, and I think Price of Love was another big hit.
I don't even know that one.
Yeah, but the rest of the album, it sounds like Journey with John Waite singing, but it's very 80s keyboard, you know, heavy. But Neil Sean's guitar playing is just so melodic and so awesome. And so I was listening to it, and I was like, I feel like 16.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so that quote from Neil Peart is spot on. It's a great time machine.
Yeah.
And I follow a lot of pages on Facebook like Chasing the 80s or I Love the 80s or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think about all those TV shows that they talk about, all the TV shows we used to watch, and it makes you feel young.
You have to watch. If you have never seen the show, you should watch The Goldbergs.
I have seen the show.
Because it is so about the 80s. Everything, everything they do, I mean, it's all 80s video games and music. And I've heard songs featured on the show that I go, oh, man, I don't have that song. Why don't I have that song? Or I have that song and I go, after the show is over, I go and listen to it. I'm like, oh yeah, I love this song.
And it makes you feel young again.
Yes,
right?
And every time. I mean, there's stuff that happens on the show that you go, oh yeah, I remember doing that. Stuff like that.
Right. And not only that though, Yes, it's based in the 80s and it's 80s situations and so on. But it's relatable to today, like the themes. So.
Yeah, I mean, I laugh because, the kids that they're not kids anymore. They're mostly adults that act like kids.
Right.
Because they act it out, they're living it, but they have no idea what it was like in the 80s.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They have no clue. I mean, they come from a generation that's had the internet and cell phones and that's normal part of life. Back in the 80s, I mean, we had TV and radio.
Yeah.
And movies.
And maybe an Atari, if you were lucky.
Yeah, I had an Atari. I remember my dad brought us home an Atari. Didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Just brought us home an Atari. And we, swear to God, we played Pac-Man for hours on end.
Yep. And we
loved it.
And we give kids a hard time for playing video games all the time today.
But it was different because, now, I mean, you had to be right there. You had to, you couldn't take it with you.
Right.
Because now you can play Pac-Man on your phone.
So the first thing that my dad brought home was a thing called Odyssey. Do you remember that?
No idea.
Okay, so that was an apparatus like this that had a joystick here and a joystick here, and it was ping pong.
And the Pong game.
Yeah. So it was called Odyssey. So that was we never had an Atari. We went from Odyssey to something called Intellivision.
Oh, I remember Intellivision. Yeah.
Which was a lot like Atari, but
Yeah.
a little bit different.
Yeah.
And then he brought home a computer, a Texas Instruments computer, right? And it had cartridges. They were not 8-track. They were about the size of a cassette, but they worked like an 8-track. You shoved them into the cartridge slot.
Yeah.
And they were games, and it was, we thought we were hit the big time with a Texas Instruments computer, right? And I think one time he brought home, this was from work, I think we brought home something called an Amiga computer, which was a step up because it had its own monitor. It was it was great. And there was a flight simulator game, floppy disk, flight simulator game.
Games on floppy disk.
Right.
Yes.
my brother got on the flight simulator floppy, and don't let my kids hear this because, I've got one kid that plays Minecraft. Well, two that play Minecraft, but one just likes to build things in Minecraft.
Sure.
And he's probably going to be like an engineer someday. But anyway, the reason I say don't let him hear this is because my brother played the flight simulator game on the Amiga for hours and hours. And what happened to my brother?
He became a pilot.
I
was just going to say, that's how,
yeah,
that's how, see, I didn't know that's how it happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for hours. I just remember, I remember, him being stuck in that room flying a plane on the computer. Anyway, so yeah. I told you I was listening to Journey and Bad English and stuff like that just because of the guitar playing. Here's it. We just had a show not too long ago, and I've always wanted to ask you this. Maybe we've talked about this. When you leave a show, or not even just leave a show, when you listen to music in general, do you ever burn out?
Yes. So,
and it's interesting that you said that you needed an outlet to just kind of chill, so you got into jazz. After every show, almost every show, no matter what group I'm playing with, I think about just stopping. And I don't know if it's because of my age or because you know how I feel about music.
Oh, yeah.
I always come back around.
Oh, yeah.
But even as a songwriter, sometimes I feel like I'll just sit down at a piano and just do something with no words, just instrumental. But I burn out really quickly. Like we played a show the other day, and I was driving back to my house, and I'm like, "What the hell am I doing?" Right? I'm 46 years old. I'm not a great guitar player. I'm a decent guitar player.
You're a good guitar player.
I'm a better rhythm guitar player than I'm a lead guitar player, but I'm doing some lead stuff in the band that we're in, and I don't have time to. I'm belly aching now. I don't have time to practice because I work. Just like you, 8-9 hours a day. I come home, I got 5 kids everywhere in like soccer and after school activities. And Dad, come play basketball with us outside. Mom's, I'll make supper because Mom's been working all day, on stuff. So my time is limited.
Right.
And come 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm wasted.
Yeah.
Not drunk, but just really, really tired.
You're just worn out, man.
Yeah, worn out.
Yeah.
And so what I really would like to do is come down here to the Fun Dungeon, turn on the amp, and practice my craft, or sit at the piano and write a song. But it's like I'm stuck here and I'm not moving forward. So that's why every time we play, even whether it's with Common Crossing, Star City Syndicate, even if it's just you and I, acoustic stuff, I'll leave a show and I'll be like,
A lot of times I'll turn the radio off.
I have to.
Just so I can just listen to nothing.
Yeah.
I
have to.
But I mean, like what you were saying about practicing with a drummer, it's different because I have a little drum pad about yay big.
Yeah.
And I set it in front of me, and I can watch TV and just do rudiments on it.
Well, I could,
but that's not the same. It works on your timing and your rhythm and whatnot, but you're not making any music per se.
Right.
You're just going through the. You're just keeping your.
Yeah.
Just keeping your chops up. But it's got to be the same.
Well, yeah.
For you, and you want to do like I'm not saying you do scales or something, but you want to just play.
You just want to play because it's frustrating when there's no forward progress.
Yeah,
it's frustrating when you pick up a guitar and you play the same things every time.
Right.
So, and I recognize that, and I own that because I need to make time for it.
But I think that's life being in cover bands.
True.
You people expect to hear these songs, so these are the songs that you're going to play.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's ultimately about the people.
True.
It's for us to play music, but it's about entertaining people with music that they like, especially in the Syndicate. We're doing songs that nobody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? And people appreciate that because it's I don't want to say it's a dying art form, but it kind of is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because music's going more automatic. It's auto-tuned.
There's that. You're talking about being in a cover band, and it is about the audience. It is about what they want to hear.
Yeah.
But then there's the other side of me, that's the creative side of me, that wants to make something that wasn't there before. And that's frustrating too, because it's like a muscle. You know how they always say that if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just have this ongoing fear that if I go so long without writing a song or without creating something, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah, but September is your month, so that's coming. I think it's the change of seasons with you.
Well,
I think that inspires you. When you're going from summer because it's been hot and we've been busy with the bands, and then fall it kind of the weather cools off and the music cools off.
Yeah.
To a certain, and so I think that's like your sweet spot.
Well, it always has been. There was one September. Do you remember that one September? I think I wrote.
You wrote like 5-6 songs. You were like every other day. You were like, dude, I wrote a song. I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah.
I just talked to you 10 minutes ago.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it does come in spurts, but it hasn't come for a long time.
Well, it'll come.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you get it.
Anyway,
you'll get it back, man. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. Let's talk about let's go from stuff that we created. Let's do the Common Crossing song of the day. See how we did that? We planned it.
That was good.
We planned it.
We're like professionals.
So you have to pick a song, and I have to guess it.
Yes.
All right.
Let me think of a song. Okay, I got one.
I got one. All right.
I got one.
When did we record it?
We recorded.
Actually, I shouldn't say that because
we recorded a couple different times. So,
we did. Okay.
Yes.
But
it was written in the late 90s.
Most of them were.
True. So that's not helpful.
Late 90s. I guess. What's it about?
It's about. If I tell you
would that give it away?
Yes, it's totally going to give it away.
Okay, well, don't tell me yet.
Okay.
Is it upbeat or a ballad?
It's definitely upbeat.
Is it something upbeat and funny?
No, it's not that one. But we should do that one sometime.
We should.
Do we have a recording of that one?
Nope.
Okay.
We're talking about a song called Something Upbeat and Funny.
Yes.
to clarify.
We wrote that on the fly. I
We
remember
did.
that. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was like a bolt of inspiration.
Wasn't that at like a dorm party?
It was after a dorm
It
party.
was after a dorm party.
Yeah, we were hanging back out at the apartment. We were like, oh, yeah.
Because
They always want to hear something upbeat and funny. We're, song.
let's write a song, something upbeat and funny.
Yeah.
Is the full band playing on it, or is it just you and I? On the recording.
Well, it depends on the recording.
Oh, so it was recorded for the 2010 album?
See.
Was it written for someone?
No.
Does it have a name in the title?
Like somebody's name?
Yeah.
No.
Is it the first track on the album?
No.
Is it about a trip we took?
Yes, it is. It is about a trip.
It's called The Band in the Baby Blue
It
Band.
is! That's the one! Ding, 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 ding.
It's actually one of my wife's favorite songs.
You know, surprisingly, that's other people's favorite songs. Too.
Yeah. Just because it's fun, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's a story song. It's one of the better story songs that
Right.
we have.
Yeah.
You know?
So you should tell the story, actually, because
Wow.
it was based on something that...
Yeah, I was working at Arby's, and my friend Tina, her dad was getting remarried, and she knew I was in a band. She's like, "Oh, do you guys want to play the wedding reception?" I was like,
That was a fun wedding reception.
"It
too.
was a fun wedding reception," and it was all the way down in Burlington, Maine. And if you've never been to Burlington, here's how you get there: you go to Lincoln, take a left, drive till you hit Canada, back it up a bit, and there you're in Burlington. It's a really small town.
We learned that the hard way.
Yes, we did. But the wedding reception was at this. I think it was a Grange Hall. It was
Yeah.
some sort of town.
It was. Yeah.
It had no running water. It had no indoor toilets. It did have indoor toilets, but it was basically It was a outhouse in the basement.
Yeah.
You sat on slabs, or it was awesome.
It was awesome.
I remember it was a fairly big place, and the stage was pretty big.
Yeah.
And it was just the three of us. And
This is when we weren't first starting out, but it was pretty close.
it was our first road gig.
Yeah.
It wasn't our first gig, but it was our first road gig.
Yeah.
And I remember getting there. We got there it was an afternoon wedding. And we got there at 10 o'clock in the morning. I remember that dude, we were unpacking the van. That dude walks up. He's got a Budweiser already. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. He's like, hey, he's talking to us. And it was right before the first time Fish,
Right.
the band Fish, played at Loring Air Force Base.
Yeah.
And he was like, so you guys going to go see Fish? And we're like, nah, we're not really into Fish. And he goes, you're not into Fish? What are you, effing? And he's just he was just couldn't believe it. We weren't into Fish. I think it was just because he assumed we're a band, so we're into Fish.
Right.
So
there was a lot of anecdotes from.
We have so many stories from just that one, and we did it twice. We did the trip twice, not for a wedding, but we did it later on. I think but that first one. There were so many.
Just thinking, little things that make me laugh, or Shane, our bass player, walked up to who was trying to get a drink, and he didn't see any cups, and did he ask someone else?
Yeah.
He said, "Do you have a cup so that I might enjoy a tasty beverage?"
And that was the one where we rented that big 15-passenger van.
It was the only one left.
Yeah, baby blue.
Yep.
And the thing was huge. And I remember I was driving down the interstate, and the thing felt like a doggone pirate ship. It was like,
yo,
I was like, whoa, and a bottle of rum and a pirate's life for me. And we were just having a blast.
Oh, it was so awesome.
And I think that was the one with the potpourri thing, too.
Yep.
I don't even remember how that got started.
I don't. Well, there was an ashtray that wasn't full of ashes. It was full of potpourri.
Oh, that's right.
And so I opened it up and I looked, hey, Shane, potpourri. And then that became a running joke. But it was a lot of fun. And that was the one where we were playing and they kept passing around the hat because they wanted us to play longer.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember that one dude. he was like throwing his credit cards on the stage.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
He thought he threw like 2 or 3 credit cards on the stage. Hey, take those and play some more.
Yeah.
And we're like, what is going on?
And
right
a guy
now?
claiming to be the bass player for Jay and the Americans.
The original bass player from Jay and the Americans. Yes.
Yep. Said we were pretty good. Or did he say we were good? Or he just came up and talked to us?
I don't really remember what he said. Beyond, I was the original bass player in Jay and the Americans. We were. I think I went into my head. I was like, yeah, okay. You're in Burlington, Maine. You're the original bass player.
I think. I think I still believe that in my head that he was.
I mean, why would you lie about being
right? It's kind of an obscure.
I mean, if he was like, yeah, I was the 5th Beatle, yeah, I've been like, yeah, okay,
Right.
whatever, dude.
Yeah.
But when you kind of, I mean, not that Jay and the Americans were an obscure band, but they kind of are.
Right.
I mean, how many hits do you know that Jay and the Americans have?
Right. Exactly.
Right. So
several actually, but not.
Nothing huge. I mean,
Nothing
they're
huge.
bigger now just because
Right.
they had come a little bit closer on the Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy
Right.
soundtrack.
Yep.
That's the only reason anybody knows them right now.
Yep.
So
Yep. But no, that was
thank
fun.
you, Marvel.
So the band in the baby blue van. Yeah. So this is basically a story song about that first road trip. So we did record this a couple of times, and I like the first version better.
Yeah, it was more. I think it was more us.
It was more us. It was
Yeah.
just you and I.
Yeah.
And nothing against Shane, but I don't know, and I don't know why it was different for the 2010 debut
Well, I think
album.
we were trying to make it good. Like more commercial, palatable, maybe.
Yeah, there wasn't as much.
And it's still good.
Yeah, there wasn't as much fire behind it.
No.
So which version should I play? Should I play the original or should I play the one from 2010?
Play the original.
Play the original?
Yeah, the original.
All right. Well, this is I'm going to call this one the demo because
Sure.
not a lot of people actually have this or have heard this. I mean,
Right.
a few that we've given the album to,
Yeah,
or the
exactly.
CD to. But
Yeah.
so this is the original demo of the band in the Baby Blue Vans, the Comic Crossing Song of the Week.
We hadn't been together for long when the drummer walked in with a smile on his face. He said, brush up on your cover songs, 'cause we got a gig downstate. We didn't have a lot of gear, but we had enough to know we'd have to rent. So with music in our ears, man said, I'm sorry boys, I've only got one left. We were the band in the baby blue van, riding down the highway, taking up 2 lanes and feeling like rock stars. We didn't have tan or even black or white, so we were the band in the baby blue van, cruising down 95, talking about ways to improve our sound. It felt good to be alive. Then we pulled into town. First time on the road, we read all the how-to books as we unpacked our load. Heads were turning with some crazy looks. We were the band in the baby blue van, riding down the highway, taking up 2 lanes and feeling like rock stars. He didn't have tan or even black or white, so we were the band in the baby blue van. They said, what kind of music do you all play? We said, any kind of like, does that sound okay? Then we rocked them all night long, and they said, how much longer can you play? We were the band in the baby blue van, riding down the highway, taking up 2 lanes and feeling like rock stars. He didn't have tan, or even black or white. So we were the band in the baby blue van.
Band of the Baby Blue Van. Great fun song. Great melody. Great hook.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like that demo version better than the one that we put on the album, but I do. Shane played the bass the same way, I think. I don't think it's any different.
No, I don't think so. We didn't do a lot of changes to the song fundamentally.
No.
It's just the recording was different.
Yeah.
It wasn't odd. It was
the recording was better.
Oh yeah,
but
technically it was
I just like the like I said, the fire behind that original demo.
Yeah, because we were really super psyched about that song.
Yeah.
We loved it.
Yeah,
I love playing it.
Yeah, it is fun.
It's
fun,
fun
I told you it's my wife's one of my wife's favorite songs. Yeah. So you can find the real version of that song on our album, "Seeing the Light of Day," which is available at commoncrossing.net. I think it's on Amazon still. Maybe, I think it's on iTunes still.
I think so.
Yeah, fun song. That is the Common Crossing Song of the Week. Stick around. We're going to come back and do the Wall of Tunes.
Wall of Tunes. O'Brien and Doug.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
The O'Brien and Doug podcast is brought to you by Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center, 17 Holton Road in Presque Isle, Maine, servicing all makes and models of heavy trucks and light-duty cars. Alignments, tires, you name it. Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center will take care of it. They're open 7 to 5 Monday through Friday and 7 to noon on Saturday. Give Glennie a call for all your service needs at Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center, 17 Holton Road in Presque Isle, Maine, locally at 207-764-7300 or toll free at 800-764-4150. And we're back. Season 2 and the Wall of Tunes. This is the second
Season 2, Episode 2
of the Wall of Tunes.
There's 2 of us. 2 is the number.
So I want to try and get a different zone of the Wall of Tunes today.
Oh. I didn't know they were made up into zones.
Well, they're not really made up into zones, but I kind of, usually I close my eyes and I could just kind of grab from one general area.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're going to a different area.
So I'm gonna go to a different area.
Okay, so I'm gonna
what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stand up with my eyes open. I'm gonna go over to the different area. Then I'm gonna close my eyes.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm gonna just stand here and just not do anything. I'm gonna look at the inside of my hands and contemplate life. Oh, life. Oh, what is life?
I'm trying to stand up without opening my eyes.
That makes you dizzy.
It does.
Not you personally. I think that's a general human thing.
All right, let the guessing begin.
What? Okay. Solo or a band?
Solo.
What genre?
Pop.
Male or female?
Female.
Ooh.
Mixing it up.
I like it. What was their height of popularity, would you say?
2010s.
Oh, okay. So it's pop. Did she ever wear a dress made out of meat?
No.
Okay, good.
Not Lady Gaga.
Not Lady Gaga. All right. Knock that one. Is she a whole lot of crazy?
No.
No? She's fairly normal?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not Katy Perry.
No.
Okay.
Should I give you some more clues?
Yeah, definitely.
She's known to, this may give it away. She's known to start a song and not like the way it's going and stop and start over. She's got a filthy mouth.
Is it Gwen Stefani?
Nope.
Okay. Not that she does, but I don't know.
I happen to think she's very funny.
Man, I don't know.
Her episode of Carpool Karaoke is my favorite.
Okay.
Well, Paul McCartney's episode is my favorite. She's my second.
No.
She was a rather large woman. She's not anymore.
Oprah?
No. This may give it away.
Okay.
She's one of those artists that is lucky enough and actually, I think, worthy enough to go by one name.
Oh, is it Cher?
Nope.
Madonna?
Nope. Height of popularity, 2010s.
Keisha?
Nope.
Adelaide?
Oh, you're close. You got it. It's not
What?
Adelaide. It's Adele.
Adele. Oh, that's her name. Is it?
It's Adele.
Is it Adele?
It's Adele. Yep.
Okay.
I love this lady's voice. I really, really love her voice. And if you've ever seen an interview with her, she's very British, and quite funny, actually. She's got this album has "Rolling in the Deep" on it. You probably don't know any of these songs. Do you?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have no idea what she sounds like. I don't know any of her songs. I've only seen pictures of her.
Wow.
I'm just not interested in Adele at all.
What if I played you some, like after the podcast? Because I can't play it on the stupid podcast, but I can play it after. Would you be interested?
I'm not that interested, to be honest.
Really?
With you. Yeah.
Why? No, tell me why.
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you.
I think maybe it's because everybody makes such a big deal of her, and I tend and if I'm not interested,
it's the whole Avid Brothers. The whole Avid Brothers argument that I gave.
I go the complete opposite direction. I pretend they don't exist.
Yeah, she is overly dramatic sometimes in some of her songs, but I just heard she's got such a soulful voice. Rolling in the Deep is on here. Rumor Has It. Set Fire to the Rain. Someone Like You. Big songs, very powerful songs with her voice behind them. I say that she was a rather large woman, and now she's not.
Crack.
Well, no, I don't think it's crack. I don't want to start any rumors, but she lost that weight really fast.
Meth. I don't know.
So maybe she's got all the money in the world, so she's just got a really good personal trainer. I don't know, but she's...
that's... that kind of makes me mad, because I don't know. Sometimes it makes... I'm not a class warrior.
Yeah.
But sometimes that really bugs me, because they're like, oh yeah, you can change. Well, yeah, I don't have $1 billion to spend on a personal trainer either. Like,
it's so true. It's so true. I
It
completely agree.
bugs me sometimes.
I completely agree. We just talked about how we have zero time in the day, right?
Yeah.
Because of work and because of kids and family and stuff like that.
But that's part of their job,
right? It is part of their job. Image.
Yeah.
It's part of their job.
Yeah. I mean, if we had like $1 bazillion, yeah, we would probably be working out 2-3 times a day,
sure.
or whatever like that, and
yep.
6-pack abs, and
yeah, I don't think I'd have 6-pack abs.
Yeah, you would.
The Wall of Tunes album of the week is Adele, and actually this album happens to be 21, which is the age that she was when she recorded it.
Really? Because she looks like she's way older.
She does. Yeah.
But I just attribute to that to being British.
Yeah. That's funny too, because yeah.
Not that I've ever been there. I've flown over a couple times, but from what I've understood and what I read, England kind of sucks.
Very dark and cold place.
Yeah, it's not a happy place.
Yeah.
It's really crowded. It's an island, for one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some beautiful parts to it. Like if you like my friend Rothery, she's going to school in Edinburgh, up in Scotland, and it's beautiful. I mean, you got the Highlands and the the Loch Ness Monster.
Ireland's
and stuff
the same
like
way. Ireland's the same way.
Yes,
but I'd love to go to Ireland.
Yes, me too. That's my dream.
Yeah.
To go to Ireland.
Me too.
But I don't know what it is about. Is it the lifestyle, or is it what it is about?
It ages you.
Yeah, it does, man. I mean, you look pictures of the Beatles
Oh yeah.
back when they were. I mean, they did not look like they were
Teenagers.
Teenagers. They looked like mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, they came out of the war, and that was rough, man. Because
Sure.
London, the nightly bombings in London and all of England, by the Nazis.
Right.
That tends to ruin your quality of life. And I don't think they recovered, quite well from that. I don't know. But I don't know.
So where do you go if you want to look young?
I have no idea. I haven't seen it yet. I think that's why you have plastic surgeons now.
And the stomach surgery and stuff.
Well, yeah, it's part of the culture now. You gotta. It's like looking the part.
So image is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're very an image obsessed. I don't want to say society, but it's like it's more of a cultural thing now.
Yep.
I mean, there were parts of society that did it, that started it, but now it's like widespread.
Right.
I mean, you and I could go and get surgery done.
One of the things I attribute it to?
What?
Instagram.
Well, yeah.
Because every other account on Instagram is a fit person.
Oh yeah.
Is get fit and Kaylee fit, or whatever. They're all pictures and videos of them half dressed and exercising.
Yeah, I don't that really.
It's fun to watch.
No, it's not. It's boring. It's crap to me. I don't want to watch you lift weights. Why is that interesting? Why do people have the need to film themselves working? I don't want to watch you work.
Well, that's
out.
the whole thing we talked about the other day about influencers. They think that they're influencing. What they're really doing is showing off.
Well, that's what it feels like. I mean, I know people do it all the time. It's like you set the camera up over here, and then you go and you work on a machine.
Yeah.
And why am I supposed to be impressed by this?
Right.
Do I look like a guy that's impressed by people who work out? I don't work out. If you posted a video of you sitting there watching Netflix, I would be, yeah, I get that. that speaks to me. You know what I'm saying? Drinking a Mountain Dew or something, and you're like eating chips. I'll be like, oh yeah, I get behind this guy. I'm gonna follow this guy. You know what I mean?
You should start. I don't know that I know of an Instagram account of a guy just sitting on the couch watching TV, eating chips.
That's what we should do, man.
We should be influencers.
We'll be influencers for the negative. We'll be like, just like,
how many reps was that? Yeah, good job.
That was good. Oh, that was good too. Oh, I got to cool down. Hold on.
Oh man,
Friends is funny. Ross is so stupid. I don't know. I don't know where. I feel bad for Adele. We just used her as a springboard to go off on some terrible things. We've said some terrible things about exercise in England, and I don't know, man. We got off the rails.
Listen, Adele is laughing all the way to the bank, so it doesn't bother her.
She doesn't care.
I'm sure.
Like she's going to hear this.
Right, exactly. Right. How many listeners do we have in England? None. Yet.
They're going to hear it now. They're going to be like, hey, England's cool. Beatles came out of here. We'll be like, yeah, okay. Now they all live over here.
Right. That's true. Ringo lives over here.
McCartney lives over here.
Over here,
if England's so great, why aren't they still there? I don't know, man.
Tax dodgers.
Yeah, taxes are really high there. I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, oh yeah, it's free to go to the hospital. No, it's not.
Right.
Somebody pays for it. Guess what? It's you.
Yeah.
Every time you buy a Coke.
And they want to do that here.
I don't want that.
No, me either.
Leave me alone.
Okay, let's get off the political thing.
Yeah.
Really quick.
Don't put this on the podcast.
Okay.
This will be the secret podcast.
The podcast within the podcast.
Yes. When we get political, that's the secret podcast. Yeah. Because we want to keep this fun.
Right.
But we get bashing on some more if we want. Because that's cool. Because we're America.
Because nobody likes to talk about politics.
Guess what? 1776. Right, England. Remember that? We were like, hey, this is our breakup letter to you. We don't want to be around you anymore. And you're like, well, we're going to send a bunch of guys over to say otherwise. We're like, yeah, screw you. We got George Washington. He's really cool. He's got a boat and everything. And a horse. And a hat.
America.
1776, baby. Suck it, England.
So anyway, yeah.
Wow, this podcast is going off the rails, man.
So let's see. We talked about the Wall of Tunes. Adele, 21.
Did we?
We did.
Okay.
And Common Crossing song of the day was The Band in the Baby Blue Van. Which, when we told that story, it had a reference to Jay and the Americans.
America. Take that, England.
And what else? We talked about nostalgia, and we just, I don't even know what else we talked about. We just
kind of went off.
Yeah.
This was just kind of this was more like a therapy session.
I think.
I don't know where we went. We were just like, we need a wrangler.
Right, we do. We need someone on Zoom saying, "Okay, guys, rein it in."
Okay, all right. You're Doug. Shut up. You're off the rails, man. Go.
So
here's a chocolate bar.
I
put that on Instagram. You eating a chocolate bar. So good. It's got nougat. I love nougat. It's so chewy.
Season 2, episode 2.
Watch for our health conscious Instagram account where we watch Netflix and eat chocolate bars. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love it. I might eat some chips too. Oh, Doritos.
We gotta end this. Before it goes too far.
I love you, Doritos. I don't know.
That's a podcast.
That's something. I don't know what it is.
So make sure to follow O'Brien and Doug on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Don't forget to tell us everything we're doing wrong by dropping us a line at o'brienanddug@gmail.com. Show music is Duck in the Alley, performed by TrackTribe via YouTube. We're happy to be a part of the Buzzsprout podcast family. Until next week, I'm O'Brien.
I'm still Doug.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
O'Brien and Doug.
You have clearance, Clarence.
Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Howard radio clearance over.
Then Clarence over. Over.
Roger. Huh?
You've been listening to the O'Brien and Doug podcast.
The O'Brien and Doug podcast is brought to you by Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center, 17 Holton Road in Presque Isle, Maine, servicing all makes and models of heavy trucks and light-duty cars. Alignments, tires, you name it. Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center will take care of it. They're open 7 to 5 Monday through Friday and 7 to noon on Saturday. Give Glennie a call for all your service needs at Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center, 17 Holton Road in Presque Isle, Maine. Locally at 207-764-7300 or toll free at 800-764-4150. Make sure to follow O'Brien and Doug on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And you can drop them an email anytime at o'brienanddoug@gmail.com.